I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, so let me close. Okay, so today we can start with Selenium. Okay, Selenium, Python. So let's create a folder, project folder. Automation. Okay, so inside that I am going to write some readme.md file. So generally readme.md file is useful for any project description, how we can do the documentation, right? In the same manner here we can provide how to install, setup and all. Okay, so when it comes to Selenium, so what is the Selenium? What is the use of Selenium? Means, so by using Selenium Webdriver, we can automate the web applications. Okay, means what is the web application? Which we can see from the user perspective. From the browser, whatever we can see, that we can say browser, right? Say browser. Those browser we can automate by using Selenium. So generally, everyone using mobile and you guys are browsing, right? So what you guys are browsing in the Chrome, Google. Hmm? So we can do anything in the browser. We can search, we can play around the UI. Okay. So what is the main purpose of this browser? So generally, our software applications, it will be any kind of thing. It may be devices, it may be products, it may be web applications, web products, right? So such cases, if I take any examples, so everyone is aware about Facebook, Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon. So how you are accessing those websites? Either it might be mobile app or it may be browser, it may be mobile browser, it may be desktop browser, anything, right? So the browser activities, whatever you are doing, all those activities can be automated by using Selenium WebDriver. Okay. If you guys remember, in the very beginning, we discussed manual testing, how to write the manual test cases, right? In the same manner, the same manual test case steps we can automate by using Selenium. Okay. So here, how we can use the Selenium. In Python, we can use Selenium library. Okay, Selenium library. Here we can install by using pip command. So I hope everyone is aware about the pip. So pip is used to install any Python packages. Okay, let's say whether I want to check Selenium is installed or not. So I can show pip show Selenium. See, Selenium is installed. The version is 4.3.342. Okay, and this is the official homepage. And where it is located, it is in my virtual environment side packages. Okay, it is installed. I hope everyone is aware of. So okay, here requirement.txt file we can use in our project to add our packages to install. Okay, to add our packages to install, and I will tell you how to run the requirement.txt file. So generally, pip install requirements.txt. Okay, so if I run this command, it will install all the packages which is there in the requirements.txt file. Okay, if it is already installed, it will say that already downloaded. Okay, let's remove that particular version. So if I remove the particular version, it will install latest packages. Okay, see, it is already installed. That is the reason it is showing like this. Okay, now with this Selenium, what we can do? We can automate the web browser. Okay, so what are the commands? What are the major components we have in Selenium? Okay, so generally, if I go to the readme file, so here Selenium, you know how to install. So by using pip install Selenium. Okay, so it is open source. No need to pay anything to install this package. Directly we can install by using pip command. So once it is installed, we can able to access Selenium. Okay, so to access Selenium or WebDriver, so inside this Selenium we have WebDrivers. How we can import those WebDrivers means, so first part is installation. You can say installation. Okay, we can install like this and setup. So generally, how Selenium is able to communicate with the browser. Okay, suppose I have a Chrome browser. How I can communicate with the Chrome browser? So there is a mechanism called driver. Okay, so using these drivers, it will communicate with the browser. Okay, so drivers, we have separate drivers for each browser. Okay, let's say if you want to use Chrome, we have Chrome driver, and we have Gecko driver for Firefox. Gecko driver for Firefox, and some other browsers. We have each browser have its own driver. Using the driver, we can able to communicate with the browser. Okay, how we can set up the browser driver means, so in previous older versions, in older version of Selenium, we have to provide, we have to install this driver from the browser Google, and we need to import it. We need to provide the particular path and we need to use it. Okay, let me show you how we can set up the path. Okay, let me, okay, Chrome driver. I hope my browser is visible. So this is the official website. We can see downloads. Okay, so what is my browser version? So if you guys can go to help about Chrome, here I can see our Chrome version. Okay, it's updating. So it is around 139.0.7 to something. So here you can see the support Chrome version is 114. Okay. After that, they have made it as a API endpoints. Here you can see for earlier versions of Chrome, here is the versions Chrome driver that supports. For more information, version selection. Okay. 115 stay. Okay, here you can see 140, 141, 142 versions, stable versions. Okay, for Windows, Mac, different we have. Okay, 141 version. So still it is updating. Okay, depends on the version we are downloading earlier. Now with the latest, it's not required. There is a driver manager already we have. Okay, from there we can get it. Okay, it's updated 139.7. It's okay. So the latest versions it is not required. Otherwise, we have to download this Chrome browser, Chrome driver that we have to set up in our Python path. Where it is the Python path? So what is the Python path? Where Python is installed, that is the Python path. Okay. There we have to add our Chrome driver path. Otherwise, we have to provide while initializing the driver. Okay. So this is the setup. And for we need to import. There is the import section. Import section. So how we can import the packages? Let's say from Selenium import WebDriver. Okay, so this is the way we can import the WebDriver. There are so many methods and classes there in WebDriver. We can utilize them. Okay, this is the import section, and once we have import, once setup is done, import is done, then very important is driver initialization. Driver initialization. Okay, in the driver initialization, what it will do? So here we are going to initialize the driver. We are going to initialize the driver. So how we can initialize the driver means once we imported the web driver, let's say driver equals to web driver dot. If I want to open Chrome, I can use Chrome. Okay. Here we have to provide executable path for the Chrome driver, which I shown you right here in the browser. Chrome driver we have to use. Is a Chrome download. This is the stable versions, latest versions. For older versions, we have JSON endpoints. Okay. From using this, we have to download. Now, latest versions, it is not required. Okay. So this is the way we can initialize the driver. So what will happen? Whenever you initialize the browser, it will open the browser. Okay. It will open the Chrome browser. Okay. Let's say just I have write a simple Python file. I will write it. Test UI. Simple file. Here what I am going to do first, I am going to import the Selenium from Selenium import WebDriver. Okay, driver equals to WebDriver dot Chrome. That's it. I'm not doing anything. Just I'm opening the Chrome browser up to this point. Let's keep some time dot sleep so that we can see whether the browser is opened or not. Okay, 10 seconds I have provided. Let's run this one. Just it will open the Chrome browser. That's it. This is very beginning. If you understand these two lines, you can see right. Chrome browser is open. We are not doing anything. See, after 10 seconds, it is closes. Okay. So here what we are doing, just we are installing the Selenium. After that, we are importing the WebDriver. Once WebDriver is there, we are opening the Chrome browser. Okay. Opening the Chrome browser. That's it. How it will open the browser? Because based on the Chrome driver, it is opening the Chrome browser. Okay. Now, once browser is open, what we can do? We can enter the URL, right? So here, how we can enter the URL is there is a method called get. So here we can provide the URL. Let's say google.com. Okay, like this. Now, if I run this one, what will happen? It will open the browser, it will enter the google.com, and it will wait 10 seconds. See, it is open google.com and it is waiting 10 seconds, then it will close. See? Okay. So this is the initialization. Okay. Driver initializations. Okay. Even you can say driver browser initializations. Okay. After that, what are the key components we have means navigational commands. Navigation commands. What are the navigational command means? In the browser, what we can do? We can, this one is backward, this one is forward, this one is refresh, right? And even directly also we can open the URL. These are the navigational commands. How we can perform all these navigational commands? Once we have the driver, we can write the navigation. We can perform navigational commands like driver dot refresh, driver dot back, driver dot forward. Okay, these are the navigational commands. Okay, so what is the use of navigational commands? Means we can navigate from, I mean to say, like forward, backward, refresh, that we can use these commands. You can say methods, yes, navigation methods. Okay, okay. So these are the navigation methods. So when we can use this navigation methods means whenever we are performing, let's say you are clicking into some point URL and that will navigate to another page and you want to come back. So we can use back button. And once we come to the back, again we want to go to the previous page, we can use the forward. Right? In the same manner, we can use the navigation commands. Just have some idea. Going forward, we can see how we can utilize them. Okay. After this one, so if you want to perform in the web, let's say this is my website. What I can do, I can scroll, right? I can click. So this is clicking, right? Here entering the search Chrome. This is input, right? Clearing, clicking again, selecting drop down. There are so many action items we can perform in the browser. How we can perform those browser activities means by using locators, we can able to identify which locator, which way, what is the area to click. Okay, what is the input field need to be clicked. Okay, based on the locators, we can click the items. Okay, locators. Okay, so in Selenium we have locators. There are 7 locators that we have. Okay, ID, XPath, CSS selector, CSS selector. Okay, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text. Okay, so these are the locators we have for finding the web elements. Okay, so these locators we can use to identify our web page to select anything. Okay, so we'll see how we can see going forward, but just I'm giving some high level. We can see with examples later. Okay, now after once we have the locators, what is the next step? To communicate with the browser. So let's say interacting with web elements. So how we can identify the web elements based on these tags, locator strategy, we can identify the web elements and what we have to perform with that web elements. So what we can perform? So we have the methods click. So what is the use of this method? It will click the particular area. Send keys. So it will useful to enter the input. Submit. It is used to submit the form. Right. There is a get attribute. So it will return the attribute value. Text method. So it will return the text. Is displayed. Is enabled. Okay. For selecting drop downs, we have select class drop down options. Okay. So these are the action items we can perform. Only this much only. From the browser, what we can select, we can click, we can send keys and enter the input. We can select the checkbox, deselect the checkbox, get the attributes, get the text. That's it only. Okay. So these are the interacting with web elements using these methods. Okay. After that, there is a wait mechanism. Waits. So what is the use of waits? So waits we can use. Okay. So sometimes page might be taking more time to load. What we can do? So let's say due to some internet slowness, it will take time. So the locators which we are discussing, it takes time to load in the browser. So what we can do, we can provide some wait mechanism. Okay. So we have waits like implicitly wait, explicitly wait, and fluent wait. Okay. So these are the waits we have to wait for the locators. This we can say synchronous, asynchronous programming. Okay. So generally we are waiting with dynamic waits. These all are like dynamic waits. Let's say I tell them the tell. So wait only 20 seconds to get my web element. If 20 seconds within the 20 seconds it is not giving the web element, it will throw the error. Okay. If web element came within 5 minutes, 5 seconds or 5 minutes, it will come out of the loop. Okay, execution like that. We can see with examples. Okay, and even we can use time.slip. It is hard coded, so it won't. Even though it doesn't matter how much whether web element is there or not, it will simply wait 10 seconds. Okay, this is the one important concept. After that, we have alerts. Let's say pop up. pop-ups, iframes, window handles. So how to handle alerts, pop-up, iframes, and window handles. Okay. So generally, if you are dealing with multiple tabs, for example, so this is I have opened multiple tabs. How to switch one tab to another tab? How to close particular tab? How to open new tab? Okay, this we can say window handles. Okay, we can switch to one window to another window. Okay, and pop-up means if we are doing anything, we can see some pop-ups, right? So those pop-ups also we can handle by using Python. Only it is web-based pop-ups, then only we can able to handle. We can see how we can perform all those things. Okay, so this is the one area of important concepts. Then apart from that, there is a mouse action items, mouse actions. So using action chains, you can say action chains class, we can perform mouse activities. So with mouse, what we can do? We can scroll up and down. We can left click, right click, drag and drop, hold, click, hold, right? All these kind of activities we can perform using action chains. Okay, using action chains. So here we can use action chains to perform mouse actions. Clear? And apart from that, we have Java execute script, JavaScript executor. So JavaScript executor where we can use means whenever the web element is there, but you are not able to click it properly, at the time we can use JavaScript executor. So to execute JavaScript, we can use JavaScript JS locator. Okay. So this is the one important concept. Dealing with files. Okay, working with files. So files, let's say I want to download the file, upload the file, we can perform using Selenium here. So let's say upload, download files, we can do that. Okay. So there are some scenarios to upload the file, to download the files, we can perform. Okay. Now another thing is taking the screenshots. So whenever there is a test failure, we can take the screenshot. Whenever we want to capture something in the web during automation, at the time we can take the screenshots. Okay. Screenshots are also we can take it. And apart from all this, very, very important exceptions in Selenium. During our automation, we can see so many exceptions. Okay. A few of them like WebDriver exception, no such element exception, click intercepted exception, and stale element reference exception, like this. So there are so many exceptions like alert not found, iframe not found. Okay. So how we can handle these exceptions also we can see. Okay. So these are the important concepts in Selenium to perform UI automation testing. And along with that, whatever we are discussing, all these things we can implement it into with the design pattern called page object model. With the design pattern POM. Okay. POM means it is a design pattern page object model. And we are going to implement it with PyTest framework. PyTest framework. Okay. Once you are familiar with all these concepts, we can whatever we are writing the code and whatever we are doing, that converting into page object model and PyTest framework. Okay. So this is